حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, I hope so you are fine and in the best state of iman. So यहाँ पर हमारे साथ आज हैं एक पॉलीमैथ और हम लोग इनसे बात करते हैं. अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू. Sir,
Walaikum,
how are you?
walaikum assalam. I am good. How about you?
I am also fine, alhamdulillah. So सबसे पहले तो आप अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस कर दें, फिर मैं आपको करूँगा, अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन दूंगा, फिर हम लोग शुरू करेंगे.
Okay. So my name is Hasnain Sarfaraz. I am a computer systems engineer, and right now I am doing my master's in robotics and artificial intelligence. And along with that, I am running a program with a mission and a vision, which is Project Polymath. My mission is to become a polymath and create polymaths along the way, where our mission is to create an environment where people can learn, create, and build things.
Hmm. So, what are your targets and how did you start and end up here in this
Well,
journey?
my target was myself. I wanted to become a better version of myself, and this is what I really wanted to do. I was a very curious student. I had a lot of questions when I was growing up, but there were a lot of things that were going in my mind, and I was not allowed to ask them. As you know, in schools, in traditional systems, we are not allowed to ask most of the things. The teacher tell us that no, it's not the right time. You can ask about it later. And there were certain things that were stuck in my mind. Back then there was not chat gpt or google or youtube, or we can easily search things. So there were things in my mind, and I really wanted to learn things holistically. I am a type of person who is not able to understand easily any topic. Like if you pick and say that okay, you have to tell me about this, it will be very difficult for me. When I want to study, I want to study it holistically, like asking the questions: what is this? How are we going to study it? Why are we studying it? So this is what I was inspired with, that asking more and more questions. And in COVID, I had a chance to study on my own. I discovered that self-learning is the best thing. If you are able to learn, understand, and create things on your own, then you are unstoppable. So this is what drives me. So polymath is a concept which I wanted to become, and when I studied it, I thought this is the way, this is the solution. I should share this solution with other people as well. And here we are, that I'm trying my best with my channel, with my classes, that I should share more and more knowledge with the kids.
Okay, so this is how your journey went and how you started a course, which I am also taking right now. So, how do you manage all of this?
Uh, Manage well. If you are passionate enough, then managing is not a big issue. There is a great quote of Elon Musk in which he says that if something is important enough, you do it despite the odds against you. So yes, sometimes I sacrifice my sleep, my time with the friends, my time where I can travel. But when there is a mission, when you have a mission which is selfless, which is larger than your life.
Hmm.
So sometimes, yes, there is no balance. I believe it's difficult to create a balance. Yes, you have to prioritize things. You have to prioritize your sleep, your exercise, your family, each and everything. But when you are working on a mission where you think that you can be useful and you can be someone who can help other people by getting aware, by getting understanding what problem they are going through. So then this drives me a lot. And when someone gets educated by myself or by anything, and they start asking questions. This is what I like and love most. And I think we want to create a society where we should allow kids to ask as many questions as they want, because a question opens a mind and a statement closes it. So this is what I want.
Hmm. So, what is your schedule? Do
Well,
you take any classes or some classes? And do you teach online or?
Initially when I started, I had a lot of classes. I used to teach around 12 hours a day. But then after some time, I merged some groups, and now I have four batches currently running. Two batches are in the morning, so 4 hours of consecutive classes in the morning. And then I have a break in the mid time, like from 12 to 6, I am free, where I work on my content for YouTube, scripting, my personal learning. And then from 6 p.m. onwards to 10 p.m., then I take two more batches. So two batches in morning, two batches in evening. But my focus is more on the awareness right now through my channel, because I believe if I will teach someone through my training, it is important, it is really really important, but more importantly, people need to know what problem they are facing. If they are already knowing that there is a problem and we need to fix it, then they become my student. But more than that, well, I think thousands and I think millions of people are not aware that there is a concept where we can learn things holistically, and how can we deal with the future. So I believe I am more focused on my YouTube channel right now, making content and trying to aware more and more people, so that people can, either they can join my training program. If not, they can easily get aware through the knowledge. Mainly the parents are my target audience, so that they get aware that after 10 to 15 years, in the era of AI, in the era of robotics, where will their kids stand? Will they be just consumers? Will they be just the followers, or will they be the leaders? I don't want kids to learn all of these technology and still go for a job and still find someone to give them, some projects. I want to them to create something of their own. And when they will become creators, they'll be the ones who will be the leading the future.
To be a self-engineer, right?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. So your journey is properly defined. That's very good. And I also encourage you to do the same thing. And if you ask about me,
Mhm.
so, I previously was going to school and I had left the school because of the same thing as you told about not having the permission to ask any question. This was where I had the problem because I was angry on teachers that why can't I ask any question? Whenever I ask a question, so the teacher says, no, I am Islamia teacher. No, I'm science teacher. Why are you asking me? That's not my job. That's
Hmm.
not my question. And after I asking one or two to three times, so then she would get tired and say, don't you have any other thing? Or you think that we don't know anything? So
Hmm.
don't underestimate me. And like this, they, did like all of these things, which made my mood go sad. And
Hmm.
then I talked to my mom about it that I don't want to go to school. And then we knew now at that time, we knew about the homeschooling. What is this? So yes, I shifted to homeschooling previously 1 year ago, and then I started to do the self-study and different other things. I gained enough knowledge in history and different other subjects. I'm working on it.
Hmm.
And if you talk about my interests, so they are in history, geography, politics, and different other things, literature and arts and philosophy as well. Otherwise, I also don't know about philosophy, but
Hmm.
there is my interest and my target to, achieve and learn what is philosophy. Well, and other things are I have the interest in archaeology. If, well, archaeology is a physical subject, while doing all of the things physically, digging the soil and taking out the materials and objects. But I am an online archaeologist because I try my level best to discover things out of history, such as in this era, what was happening, which type of pottery was there, how did they make that pottery, for from which material, and other things. different, etc. So
Hmm.
these are the things, and this is how I started doing the history sessions and different other things and
Hmm.
opened my YouTube channel because I was also encouraged by my mom to do this, and she helped me a lot while what I was doing, all of the things. So this is how I am here.
Hmm.
So now I have some other questions from for you as well, which are what are your hobbies? First question, and second one is which subject do you like the most?
Hmm. So when it comes to my hobbies, I used to, right now my only hobby is to, learn more and more. I don't know why, but I love to watch more and more content when it comes to information, when it comes to learning, and I love to create content. That is what I want to do in my free time. Learning something, then making a content about it. This is what I like the most. But other than that, when I was a kid, I used to draw things. I used to do sketching, playing cricket, as we all like play football, cricket, or any of these things. But as of now, I love to travel. I love to travel a lot. When I have a time, I am an extrovert by nature, so I love to meet more and more people, connect with them, try different cuisines, connect with the new cultures,
And
and
you taste the different traditions and see different cultures while exploring. This is
yes.
the same hobby of mine as well as I also do sketching, painting, the same thing as you
Hmm.
do, you did. And I also do practice some of the cultural hobbies, such as Prophet Muhammad's favorite things, such as sword fighting. I have swords and I do sword fighting,
Okay,
as
great,
well
great.
as horse riding and swimming and different other things.
Hmm.
So I now understood, but what about your favorite subject?
Uh,
In which subject do you have interest?
Well, I like physics the most because it gives me a clear picture of the universe, I believe. More than any other subject, physics gives me more clarity than. But I like all of them because alone physics cannot do anything. I believe the holistic approach is far better, but I enjoy teaching physics the most because this is the subject which is very close to my heart.
I was also thinking a polymath would say the same thing that I love all the subjects, and by thinking and by you told that you want to teach AI and technology, so I understood that that includes in physics.
Hmm.
Okay, very good, very well. So now, on which topic do we discuss?
Well, let's talk about the education system. What do you think? What are some of the loopholes? How can this podcast become an awareness for the kids who are still struggling or the parents who are still struggling to understand why Hasnan chose to become a self-learner and why Salar is like a homeschooler? This, as we discussed in today's session as well, if you remember, that why is the most important thing. So,
Yes.
if our why is strong, I guess it will be very beneficial for the people. What do you think?
Yes, my why is very strong, and I will tell you about it. First, I would have to to ask you about the ancient schooling system and the
Mhm.
dark parts of the origins of the schooling system. How did it begin, and different other things. And do you know about the John D. Rockefeller?
Yes, yes, yes. So he introduced the concept basically of this system. We are just blindly sending our kids to schools, colleges, universities, and we are not just questioning why this system has been created, what was the reason, what was the sole purpose behind it. And the purpose was to create such an army of people who do not ask the questions, but they just do work.
Workers.
Yes, and they get paid by the end of the month. So if you see a similarity, even same in slavery, they promote you and demote you according to your actions. They give you first, second, third position, and in this way they create a competition within the kids that you are better if you get good marks. You don't need to do teamwork. You don't need to tell others. But in reality, it's totally opposite. When you are in the education system, you have been told about the things that are in total opposite as of reality. In reality, we need teamwork, we need others to contribute, and on the other hand, we need more and more questions. When I see the ones who are leading the world, who are creators, they are the ones with the biggest questions. By questions, I mean they are the ones who are trying to solve the biggest problems. So they are not just creating the problem solver. Other than that, they are just creating ones who know how to write questions, short questions, long questions, true and false, fill in the blanks. And after some time, when you ask them the same thing, they will be not able to tell you about the things they have been studying. Still, again, they have been just told you have to read this and that, and just books you have to read. Then you are not allowed to ask more and more questions. Then, most importantly, kids have been not told how to create things. I believe learning is of no use if you are not able to practice and experiment of what you have learned. For example, if I see the Islamic Golden Age, what Muslim scientists did, the first step was they translated everything in Arabic, in their own language, in which they can speak, understand, and in which their mind works. So they converted Sanskrit into Arabic, Greek languages into Arabic, and you must know that Aflatun, Sukrat, Urustu, these are the Arabic names which Muslims gave in
Yes.
the Islamic Golden Age. So this was the first step of Muslims, converting every knowledge into their own language, like simplifying things. So I believe first step should be simplifying things. Then what they did, whatever they studied, they implemented it. They did an experiment just to see whatever we are studying, is it true or not. How many of us, whenever we study something, we go and check, double check it on Google if my teacher is telling it right or not. In Quran, Allah Ta'ala says, Surah Isra, that do not believe on the things which you have not knowledge of. Indeed, your eyes through which you see, and ears through which you hear, and the mind through which you think, all will be questioned. So my God and your God is telling us to think about the things and get a proof of it. And unless you didn't get a proof, don't believe in it. Same goes with Huzur Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. He says that whenever you hear something that people will say that I said it's an hadith, do confirm it from the Quran. So if my God, Allah, and my Prophet is telling me to confirm and prove things, why should I blindly believe in things? And when it comes to science, there is no space for belief in science, because you have to know things in order to understand the realities of this world. So I believe,
Hmm.
and the third point, which Islamic Golden Age scientists did, was once you experiment and practically do the things, you will start seeing the limitations of it. You will start seeing how is it not able to do certain things. Then you will ask the questions, why not? You will keep on asking and challenging the existing solutions. Now, this is the stage where humans need to work on, especially the Muslim Ummah, that we are just the consumers. Okay, Chat GPT has been made, we are just using it. Google, made by someone, we are just using it. So we are also the consumers of technology. We are not like, why this, why not? So we are not practically implementing science. And once you implement the science, then comes a time when you will say that, okay, so this is the limitation of it. Why not better than this? Why not better than this? And those who think about that, they are the ones who are the polymaths. Bu Ali Sina, Jabir ibn Hayyan, Ismail al-Jazari. When you see their work, they're not the extraordinary people. They were the one with the best of the best questions. They were the one who were using the limited knowledge, implementing it, and then asking why this is limited to this, why not this. So they tried certain solutions and came up with a unique and a new invention. On the other hand, these days, people are just doing masters and PhDs and getting all of those knowledge, but not questioning the existing knowledge. We are just consuming the existing knowledge. I believe reading all of the chapter is good, but it's far better to question the first topic. And if you get the limitations and loopholes in the first topic, you come up with a better solution. This is far better. This is what we need in our society. Rather than finishing the whole book, you should be focused on. There are a lot of mistakes which I find out in our textbooks. It's not just because of schools, it's because of the technology, the curriculums itself. There are certain chapters in physics and chemistry in which their names are wrong. I believe their names have been put wrong, or the concept is wrong. So our job is to not just study, but to experiment on it. And more importantly, once you do an experiment, you will see what this formula or this technique is not able to do. Then is the thing, Salar, where you should shine up and say that, okay, now I will give this society a new solution. And this is where a polymath begins. Polymath journey begins, where you not just study things, but experiment on it, but more importantly, give the new solutions by declaring the existing solutions as problems.
Your definition and your things were very good. I understood perfectly. And now, as I ask you this question, and I wanted to tell you about myself as well, that how did I come on this journey? I mean to say, why is to be the hardest? And let me tell you some things. Why did I come here on the self study part? So, first of all, I will share my screen
Okay.
to show you some things. Then I will move on. Can you see?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. Hmm. So now, I have researched couple of times and done different other things as well. As you told about the blind follow part. So the same thing happened with us as well. But after leaving the school, I also did the research on who was Johann Gottlieb and the philosopher and John Division Rockefeller and Harrisman and these type of people and different other things. How was the schooling system made, this dark schooling system? And I got to know so many things, different other things, such as, first of all, there was not only Rockefeller, but there were different other people as well, such as, I will give you the Persian Empire's example first. Well, first man was an American living in America in the middle of 1800s perhaps, or 1700s, and he was the one who was thinking about something to open and related to education, related to factory like this. So he visited different parts of the world in which there was the Persian Empire at that time. Here it is, Persian Empire. So what happened was there that the Persian Empire in late 1800s they attacked on Poland. So Poland, Polish people were, this is our country, dude. Persia, you have now occupied it, but our generations would know about it,
Hmm.
that you have occupied Poland, and they will get their independence after attacking on you. And these type of things were known by the Persians. They knew about what is going on in between the Poland people. So what they did was not attack on the people, but attack on the children. And how did they do this? They created and invented an 8 years course, and they made a school. Its origins were not from here, but they created a school for teaching them to do, not to do this, that, to think about that they're the Polish people and that the Persians have occupied in their land. So they opened the schools, and what happened was their curriculum was to teach the kids to, respect elderly people, especially the Persian generals and military awarded people and different other things.
Hmm.
And this is how, after 8 years, a person, a Polish man who would graduate from his school, he would know how to respect a person, how to listen to him, how to obey orders from big people like kings and generals and different other things, how to not misbehave, how to
Hmm.
not question the order. So these things, when done on a creative mindset of a kid, the kid accepts this and the parents don't know about it. So when they don't know about it, so then they don't do anything. And this is how schooling makes a person a slave.
Hmm.
And on this, a person known as Johann Gottlieb, He was also, I think so, from Persian Empire. So he said education should aim at destroying free will, so that after people are thus schooled, they will be incapable throughout the rest of their lives of thinking or acting otherwise than as their school masters would have wished. And this is a quote by him which explains that how the Persians aimed to destroy the free will and mindset of those young children who didn't know about it, and
Hmm.
their also parents didn't know about it. And this is how thus they accepted their wishes of their master and did the things as their master wanted, and they were known as the obedient slaves.
Hmm.
So I also watched and took some videos, highlighted some videos, and this is how all of the things happen. And later on, not only Horseman but John D. Rockefeller also worked on it after creating his oil empire. He, established a school, and by in front of the world, he was like saints, and he was like a very good and wealthy people helping
Hmm.
the young kids go to school. But in the dark side, he was as if there was a devil and giving the wealth to the school, free wealth, so that they can accept the kids and the
Hmm.
kids would work there. And after 8 years or more than that, they will come out of the school as a factory worker for
Hmm.
him. And not only for him, after him, there were also some factories, many factories, which aimed the same thing. So
Hmm.
these are the things, this was the research and other researches as well. This is in progress. This also is, the possible way for me to change the course of not going to school, as well as,
Hmm.
I had different other things. Like, for example, I already told you that I wasn't given permission to question, so I started to hate the teachers. Why not? They
Hmm.
have to be capable to give the answers. This is what the kids do. Why can't they do this? This is not good. And on this, then the teachers then talk to my mom and different other things, and that's how I got the solution to make them crazy and make me get out of the school.
Hmm.
And this is how I went out of the school, and I am now on this path.
Hmm. Great, great.
What do you think about it?
Yes, yes. I mean, it's a great journey, and the way you told us the history, I was also thinking about it from another perspective. When Industrial Revolution came into existence, so all of these people who were big giants, who the ones who came up with the concept of industries, they wanted workers, and they wanted such people who should obey all the orders, come to the factory at a certain time, leave at certain time, work obediently, they will get paid by time. But people used to protest a lot. As people used to live freely, they had their own lands, they used to have nothing to be obey, no taxes, nothing. But then all of these people thought that if everyone will protest, how can we make them work for 8 or 10 hours a day, and they should work in our factories? So then they said that it's very hard for us to enslave everyone, because we can enslave them with power, but this will not work for long. So we have to come up with a better solution. So then they come up with a solution where from the beginning, from the childhood, we will create such a sensation that they should always be dependent on others. This is what I am against, that we should not create the dependent people. In schools you are studying different subjects, but still you are dependent on a teacher. Then you go to college, you are still dependent on a professor. Then you go to university, you are still dependent on on your teacher. Then even after getting all of the education, you still don't know how to earn, how to create, how to learn on your own. Then you are dependent on a CEO of a company, that they would hire you unless you are nothing. So still you are dependent. That's why they wanted to create such people who know a lot of different things, yet they don't know what to work on, yet they don't have the
And
courage to create things. So this is what I think, this came, and then a lot of people are just blindly following it and praising the system. But I think now is the time that we are going to break that chain and create more and more awareness for the parents and the kids.
Well, if you ask from me about it, so the modern education system right now, which is going on in the world, in which there are some differences now, such as in the ancient world, they were aiming to destroy the free will. But now, if you talk about the United States or Britain or Germany or Europe or Russia or these type of areas, so what happened is in these lands are that they are making free will and they are making them to be a scientist. And what does scientist do? Ask questions and then research on them by himself.
Hmm.
And this is happening in their countries. But if you talk about the Islamic countries, so they are dependent on the United States orders, and by getting their orders, they are not letting us do our free will
Hmm.
because they want to destroy us. You know about it.
Yes. But more importantly, even if you see in the Western countries, they are trying to, not just create not they are also trying to, educate all of their kids with science. There are other issues as well, like the problems with their, anti-gender concepts, and just giving them a concept of full freedom. And, when it comes to that, I have a freedom to do anything, then nobody goes for a research, then nobody goes for a science. All they want is to just manipulate people. you know this has been in history. If you see the ancient Romans and Italians and the Portuguese Empire or British Empire, they were good in manipulating people. It's very hard to control billions of people, so they create this celebrity culture. They create this culture of, that people are just confused with different thought processes. Humans are just fighting with humans all along, and the ones who are in power, they are getting benefit from both sides. They are selling them the weapons, they are selling them the agenda, them through media and stuff. But they just want a chaos in humans, so that they should not focus on the real enemies, the ones who are running this world, and they want chaos around us. We need more and more of such people who get aware about the facts that we have been controlled by such people who doesn't want good in the world. They just want a chaos in the world. They want to create conflicts between the nations, between the countries. If you look around the world, Koreans have been fighting, North Korea and South Korea. If you go into the history, one was a ally of US, one was a Russia. So now they are
Communist.
communists. So now they are fighting. Even they both are Koreans, but they have been injected with a thought. If you come to Pakistan and India, we were one, like Punjab, the people of Punjab, people of Sindh, but we are fighting on a Kashmir issue. Then you go to the Palestine and Israel, they both were Israelis. Like if you see the history of them, they were the ones who used to live together, but they have been injected to fight and fight and fight in the name of religion or in the name of anything, but still humans are fighting. Canada and
In the
US.
name of this, I think so that they have to conquer the world,
Hmm.
as written in their book. I don't know by who, but I don't think so that Allah have told this.
Mhm. Yes, but they think that every human, after their survival, they all believe that they are the ones who should, lead the world. Genghis Khan was the one who thought about this. And then there are a lot of people,
Hitler.
yes, Hitler. But there are a lot of people in the world who came with the thought that they should conquer the world. Conquering the world through hearts is far better and different than conquering by, hand. And even if it's required to conquer by hand, it's important, but not by, sabotaging the rights of the humans. So I believe this is where Islam is different from the other religions. We are not trying to force anyone. We are trying to tell them the awareness about the concept of God, the afterlife, and all of that. But most importantly, I believe the problem with this world is that hundreds and billions of people are, driven by the agendas, are driven by the thoughts, where they don't even know what they are doing, what they are up to. and yet they are not able to understand. So I believe we as humans who are able, and God gave us some opportunities to learn and get homeschooled. It's the right time to educate people by giving them awareness about the concepts and teachings of Islam. What is the true sense of science? It's not like we should not go to extremes that either science or either Islam. No, it's a balance. We need to create a balance between spirituality and the science. And we were the ones who were the founders of it, science, like Jabir ibn Hayyan, Ibn Sina, Ismail al-Jazari, Ibn al-Haytham. So we should revive that concept by giving a full concept of awareness to the ones who are in schools, to the parents who are not aware about the future and the technologies, that their kids and the parents should be get aware about all of this, and then get out of it with a unique solution, and that is to let their children ask questions. And when they'll ask questions, then they can understand and learn a lot of things. And by that I mean a holistic approach towards Islam, science, and the social responsibility.
Okay, so this was a very nice session, and let's continue the session to, another time, as
Okay.
the meeting is also ending. So, thank you very much. I would like to end this meeting now. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jazakallah
It's
khairan.
inshallah we'll meet again and we'll start a series
It's
on it.
honor to meet you here
Okay,
in the session.
same here, same. Okay, take care. Bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.